What's up, guys? And this is Kickback and Chill. And today, Friday, June 17th, Kiamo is in the building to discuss his new music, new album, and also being an activist within the community. Live from Midtown, New York City. So kick back, relax, and have some fun, because Kickback and Chill starts right now.
What's up, guys? Welcome to M&N's Kickback and Chill. I'm your host, Dan NYC, as always, and we the only show where you can kick back, relax, and have some fun on this Friday afternoon in Midtown, New York City, man. I'm super excited to be back, but you know what? Let's just jump straight in, because you know we don't waste no time. He's an artist from New Jersey who's been hitting the scenes real hard, along with his new album, The Costra Nostra, and it's his first time at the function. Show some love for Kiamo.
Yeah, streets gotta
Yes,
start
sir.
again, this is Kiamo. The
What's
young
going on,
OG,
brother?
the
Peace,
Jordan on the
peace,
vinyl.
peace.
Pretty boy Floyd,
Yes,
I'm
yes,
about to
yes.
get the title. Grateful by the Bible when
Man, Kiamo's in the building, man. How do you feel? How was the commute here?
Oh man, it was cool, you know what I mean? No traffic or nothing, you know what I mean? You thought it could be worse because, you know, the rain, the weather, but we here, you know what I mean?
Kiamo, man. I'm super excited because, man, it's just every time I'm on your social page, man, it's just you everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But you make time, but thank you so much. But let's just jump straight in, man. Like, what made Kiamo want to get into music? How did it all start?
And music always was a part of my family, you know what I mean?
Okay.
My grandma was in the church choir,
Okay.
you know what I mean? And my family was just filled with artistic people, like people that were special, you know what I mean? Just everybody was just good at something. My cousin was Craig Haywood, you know what I mean?
Okay.
His son is Cameron Haywood that played for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like even within sports, my grandfather was a Golden Glove boxer, you know what I mean? So it was just in everybody's nature to always pick up and do something with themselves, you know what I mean? And just, I took it a little bit more serious when my grandmother passed away, you know what I mean? But, you know, only built my character, you know what I mean? And yeah. It's special,
cool.
man.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
great. Okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool. Now, let's talk about the name Kiamo, man. Like,
Yeah.
how did the name come about? It's very unique.
Yeah, that's my grandfather's name.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
so when I went from Soda American Dream since I was 16, you know what I mean? That was my MC name growing up in the neighborhood. Everybody hearing Soda American Dream. In 2018, you know, I went through a stance in my life where I felt like, you know, I'm giving up. I don't want to do this no more, you know? But I didn't understand that I was actually outgrowing myself.
Right.
So, you know, it's a crazy scenario I used in all of this.
What?
I used 50 Cent.
Oh, wow.
As in, when 50 Cent got shot, he rebuilt himself.
Right.
He formed himself into a way where, you know, his mentality changed. It wasn't just his physical form.
Yeah, mentally, yeah.
You know? And that was my approach when I switched it to Kiamo, because I said, you know, that's the family name. And for the generation that don't know who my grandfather
like the leader,
is.
The leader, right? Yeah, the king, yeah.
You know what I mean? Who didn't know who he is. He's still here. In some way, how, as in if you see Ghost, the show Ghost, you know what I mean? If you use it as that, you see Tariq, he's still his father. His father's still around within him. You know what I mean? And I use the same thing.
So he's pretty much like, he's right here, but you pretty much is the one that's leading the way because you taking over. I really like that. Really like
for
that.
sure.
Cool. Let's talk about this new album, La Costra Nostra, man. I've also seen the visuals. It seems like you've been working during COVID, man. You know, talk about the album process and why the name itself, La Costra Nostra.
Oh man, you know, I'm big on mobster movies and stuff like that.
Okay,
so
cool,
like what
cool,
stuck
cool,
with me with La Costra Nostra, they say the meaning of that is this thing of ours. So with me telling this story, it wasn't just my story. I'm telling my friends, everybody that's a part of this.
Right.
You know what I mean? And my whole process in this music industry, I always said this thing is bigger than me. Everything we do. You know what I mean? So even with the album art, you see the front, you see half of my face.
Half of your
then
face.
you see me and my daughter.
Yes.
That's when you see my world. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So it's real deep within this album, you know, and within the lines, and you know, this album was real different to me. And I took it to a different approach because I brought my man. We formed Allure Entertainment. That's my management company that I also own a percentage of.
Oh.
You know, a lot of artists usually say, yo, my managers are doing this and that, but they don't own
They
a
not
percentage.
structured by,
You know what I mean? And that's something I wanted to do is like, within that process, you saw a documentary where you see us in the studios, you see us coming back and forth from Jersey to New York. and just all over Jersey in different recording studios to really give hope and inspiration to, you know, the next people that's trying to duplicate what we do, you know what I mean? It's really the blueprint, you know, because a lot of people don't really see that coming from where we come from.
Yeah. You know, like you say, you're from Passiac, New Jersey, but there's a lot of artists in Jersey. Hell, there's a lot of artists in the city of New York. There's this saying in Jersey that Jersey artists don't support other Jersey artists, right? How do you feel like that can be fixed, and if so, what do you feel like could possibly happen?
I think everybody's just taking the same approach, as in like everybody's just rapping, everybody's singing. Nobody's really looking at it as the business approach. That's why I said I formulated a team where we're not a whole bunch of rappers.
Yeah, talk about that.
You know,
and stuff like that.
I created something called Corner of the World. Was actually a bar my grandfather had. I turned it to a record label.
You bring it it all makes sense. I mean? It makes sense.
So
okay.
I brought it to I turned it into a record label. You know what I mean? Where everybody have their own entity and everybody's their own boss.
Right.
Under the umbrella. You know what I mean? So we got my man Quinn Films, that's a childhood friend. My man Poe and Josh, they are Lord Entertainment, that's the management company. I got my man Fleecis 93 who does all the clothing and merchandise. That, you know, he's moving like crazy right now. And I got my little cousin, my little brother, we started a street team called Cornerstone Mafia. You know what I mean? And everybody own their own entity 100%. You know, under one umbrella, we just look stronger together.
Yeah.
You know,
and I agree with that, because it seems like most times when artists like to do things for themselves, you know, either they don't have the money to pay for a team, you know, they want to just keep everything for themselves, not realizing that you can only do so much, you know, in this industry by yourself. I mean, especially in an industry that people say it's a lot of closed doors, a lot of cutthroats and so on, you know what I'm saying? What can you say to that person who wants to start a team, but it's just nervous because they feel like they can't trust people?
I always tell people it starts with you.
Okay.
As in, like, my team wouldn't be, you know, wouldn't have that much faith in me if they didn't see me doing a lot of the things by myself and didn't ask for help. And then I painted the vision. I showed them the vision. One of the illest things, right, I always tell them, right, I said, we're gonna get on Hot 97 this year, right? So they played Unpredictable on Hot 97.
Congrats.
Yeah, thank you, appreciate it. But I told them, for us to get on Hot 97,
that's what we gotta do.
We have to do this, and I promise you we're gonna get on there. And DJ Walla started playing it on series. I said, look, now we're gonna go to Drewski for an interview, right? So we got Drewski for an interview.
Yeah,
Drewski from Jersey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, it was just my plan and vision. Like, we're talking about this, I'm like, yo, Walla playing it, you know what I mean? We moving in Jersey. Drewski's on Hot 97. I knew he was gonna play it. Next thing I know, he hits me up that Sunday morning, yo, I'm playing Unpredictable.
Wow.
You know what I mean? It's all a plan. You cannot, nobody can ever skip the process, and that's what LeBron is big on. He said, he told Ben Simmons, you could be better than me, but you can't skip the process.
Right.
And that's the key thing of everything. We're a lot of things that I'm learning and everything that I've been through in my past, you know, I'm teaching the team. And, you know, we're just moving out here, brother.
Absolutely, absolutely. I love how you stress the importance of a team and understanding the business side of the industry, because, you know, in this, you know, it's always the question that pops up: should I get signed to a major label or should I remain independent? Now, there's pros and cons to both. Now, I understand you have your entertainment, you have your own management, and you have the record label as well. What do you feel like artists should do? And if so, do you feel like starting a record label would be the ideal goal to really
I feel like everything should be almost on a partnership situation where, you know, where everything works hand in hand within each other. If you're going there with nothing to negotiate, then that's when people start saying 2-3 years down the line, oh, I hated my record deal. I hated that situation I was in. You understand?
Right.
You really have to go in there with an approach that you have everything planned out and lined up, that if I make this move, it's gonna lead to this. And it's only gonna grow from there. Right. So I think that's the whole approach where, you know, with some artists should really think about within, you know, if I'm gonna stay signed or I'm gonna, you know, stay independent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I appreciate that. Talk about, you know, some venues you performed at. You know, it seemed like you're constantly on the scenes, you know what I'm saying?
And one of my first shows that I was 19 years old, I was too young to get in, was
we ain't gotta let them know. We ain't gotta let them
yeah, that's cool. You know, Brooklyn Nights.
Okay.
I was performing out there. I also performed Club Pyramid.
Yeah.
Rock the Mic Showcase with DJ Absolute.
Yeah.
I did Santos Party House.
You was everywhere.
Yeah, at a young age though. This before I'm 21. I was too young to get in. You know what I mean?
They
my
let it
team,
slide,
yeah,
yeah.
they seen the talent. They seen, you know, what else, man? Ton of places, man.
Yeah.
I've done so much, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard to think right off the top of the head with lights and cameras on. You know what I mean? But like, man.
It's a blessing.
Yeah, that's all I really could say, man. Definitely coming from where I'm coming from is a blessing, and all I want to do is really inspire the next people. You know what I mean? Like my cousin Paul, right? Today is funeral. You know what I mean? But I'm here. And what's so real about being here is that, you know, cuz would tell me, yo, I want to be a driver.
Yeah.
You on tour, I'm gonna be a driver.
Right.
And that's all I hear him. You know what I mean? That's all I want to do. I want to be with your pops and we driving down to Atlanta, wherever you got a show. We want to just drive down there.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's one of the motivations why I do this. You know what I mean? Why I'm here, why I keep going, why I don't stop.
All right, cool. Well, Kiamo, we gonna take a quick break. We know we
sure.
have more in store throughout the show. Plus, my man gonna be hitting the stage later on throughout the show, man. So keep it locked and stay tuned.